too today. Why were you, still you are interested in social network? Why did you choose the major?
So social networking has, within the last few years, become a huge concept. Something that no one thought would blow up from like the days when in America we used MySpace. I don't know if that was a thing as much in Korea, but it was like the previous version of Facebook. And that was around maybe when I was in like middle school, like when I was like 13 or 14. And no one thought that this aspect of social media would blow up the way that it has. And it has connected people throughout the world. Like simply the idea that my family's back in America and I'm living in Korea and we're able to stay connected through social media. Like even older generations are involved, and the idea that social networking can not only show people things that they've never known before, but keep people connected through it. Kind of like what we were talking about before with the Asian culture, like, and more specifically the Korean culture. Korean culture is huge in America right now, and it's something that no one really knows about because they're not in America. They don't know what's happening in America. So to be able to show people that through these means, it's just a way to make the entire world connected. So it really interests me a lot.
So you graduate. This is a good point for Korean, and you graduate university earlier.
Yes.
How did you manage it?
It was tough. So in America, university is normally 4 years. I could have graduated in 3 years, but I decided to do a study abroad program, so I graduated in 3.5 years. So I graduated a semester early. So in America, we're really lucky. We have AP courses, or Syracuse courses, we call them sometimes, in our high schools. So these courses allow us to take classes that we will then get college credits for while in high school. So luckily, I did have some college credits going in, but also we do also have to be careful with them because sometimes not all the credits transfer in. So you could take these classes and pay for them and then not get the credits at college. So it's a very tricky system.
But you have to study hard.
Yeah, the classes are definitely much harder, and you do have to put a lot of work in. But also at college, there were a lot of semesters where I was taking 21 credits a semester, which is a lot because to be a full-time student, you just need to be taking 14 credits. So I was taking a lot more than what a typical student was taking. So my classes were all day, every day. I had online classes, I had in-class classes. I took classes during summer breaks. I took classes during winter breaks. Just because I knew in my head that if I got out of college earlier, I would have more of a life that I could live, which here I am in Korea. So yeah, it's definitely hard. You definitely need to be focused on what you want, but where there's a will, there's a way.
Is there a tip to study hard or like efficient way?
Yeah, so I did a lot. I'm a person, when I'm stressed, I work much better. But even for people who aren't like that, there are a lot of different ways to do things. So I think the first step is knowing what your workload is. Because if you're just like, yeah, I can do it, and then you have 12 papers due within 3 days, you sit there and you're like, oh my gosh, I never thought this would work. Like, how am I going to do this? So knowing your workload limit is really important. And by that I mean like knowing how much work is your cap when you're good on work.
That's a good point.
So knowing how much you can take on is very important. Also, time management is so important. Like sitting down, having a planner and saying from here till here, from 3 till 6, I'm working on this paper. And from 7 to 8, that's when I'll have dinner. And planning everything out is also very important. And I think the last tip I would say is that you have to be 100% in it. If your heart's not there, your head's not going to be there.
That is true. Yeah, true.
Yeah, so if you sit there and you're like, oh gosh, you know, maybe I can try this, it's probably not for you then. But if you're dedicated and you know that this is what you want, you'll be able to do it without a problem.
That's 3 tips.
I think that's the most important one, because if you're not fully committed, you're not gonna be committed, and you're kind of just gonna give it half of what you could give it. So thank you.
See you next adventure.
Yay!